Muted.
All right, and again, thank you everyone for joining us today for our April Champion webinar. As I mentioned earlier, I went ahead and put everyone on mute for the beginning of the call today, and we will unmute you guys throughout the meeting as we get feedback on different pieces of our Champion update. But again, thank you all for joining us today. For our agenda for today, we're gonna talk about the upcoming challenge, the Be Active Challenge, the screenings we have coming up. We have some champion updates, May initiative guide, and of course we'll have time for questions. So as a reminder, our next challenge, which starts on Tuesday the 26th, is our Be Active Challenge. Hopefully everyone received more details on the challenge that were emailed out through the Banking on Fitness portal today. We hope that you encourage everyone to sign up at your location. It is, again, that individual challenge, and the goal is 150 minutes of exercise each week. This here is the same information we covered during the kickoff presentations, but in case there are any questions, again, everyone will need to accumulate those 150 minutes each week of the challenge in order to earn the incentive points. So we'll be sending reminders throughout the weeks to make sure that everyone gets those in before the week deadline, because we'll be pulling those reports on a weekly basis to ensure everyone is accumulating those minutes of exercise. 4-week challenge, and again, it starts on Tuesday. As we mentioned during the kickoff presentations, we will be having prizes for participation throughout the 4-week challenge, and we're going to also be having prizes for our top 3 competitors in the challenge. We want to take this time and get a little bit of feedback from all of you about the challenge prizes for those top 3 individuals. In terms of a challenge prize, price range budget, we're thinking around $200, $250. So I'm going to go ahead and unmute everyone, and we'd love to hear your feedback and different ideas for what would be a good prize for our top 3 individuals in the challenge. So everyone is off mute now and would love to hear from you guys.
Do you have any ideas?
We did have a couple ideas. We know that in the past there was a bike given away, so that was one idea that we did toss around. So it can be something like that. It can be something from, we talked about potentially a nicer blender. But again, we want to, and sometimes, when we're meeting as our smaller group, we don't really hear all the feedback from everyone. We'd like to see if that's something that would be of interest, or if you have any other ideas, we are certainly open to any ideas you may have.
So how many, you say it's 3 people win?
Correct, the top 3 individuals in the challenge.
So I mean, I don't know personally, but our Fitbit's about $100.
The Fitbit Blaze, that's a newer one. That's like $240.
Okay, so that wouldn't work for, are they all getting, is it $250 total? Or is it per winner?
Per winner, depending on some of the prizes that are thrown out there, I guess.
Well, then I would say that might be a good option if it's per winner.
Mm-hmm. I think we could include that in the mix of ideas, the Blaze.
The Fitbit Blaze, the Fitbit Aria, I think it's 150, the newer one. Oh.
I'm sorry, it was hard to hear you.
The Fitbit Blaze is $249, and the Fitbit, I think it's Aria. No, that's the scale. The
Alta?
Alta, yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, that's, I think, $149.
It doesn't make it. I definitely think something was excellent. I like the Fitbit idea. But I think sometimes giving them items, it could be weights or it could be yoga mats, stuff like that will also, I think, would be good to promote the wellness and such, what we're striving for.
Yeah, like NutriBullet maybe, like a nice NutriBullet for.
Sure.
You could do a really nice set of those wireless earbuds. Those are great for work or going for a walk or whatever.
Oh, that's a great idea.
Yeah, I like that one. That's good.
Or like a Foot Locker gift certificate for new tennis shoes.
One of the ideas we came up with is to actually purchase a gym bag after we determine if the winners are male or female, and then give a gift card to get Dick's so that they could get whatever they wanted to go in the workout bag.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's a good one.
I like that idea.
Great idea.
How about a stand-up desk?
Yeah.
That would be awesome, but they're expensive.
Yes, they are.
Yeah, but they're different. There are different price ranges. We actually could probably work that into our budget. So we're going to put that on the list.
Yeah, because those are awesome.
I have one that you could put on top of your desk. It's like $250. That if anybody that has the L-shaped desk, they're like $250, and you can raise it up and down.
Mm-hmm.
I had a question about the contest. It says there's 150 minutes of exercise each week. Is it just going to be randomly drawn, or are the winners the ones that put in the most time?
The top 3 winners are going to be those that have the most minutes of exercise entered at the end of the challenge. The participation raffle will just be done at the end of each week of the challenge.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Why don't we share with them what we're going to do at the end, the raffles for the end of each week?
So for the raffles, we're going to do a $25 gift certificate to Dick's.
What do y'all think about a bicycle?
I was thinking that.
Great
Good
idea.
idea.
That like a year or two ago.
Yeah. And I think it was pretty well received.
An
Yeah,
exercise bike or just a leisure bike?
I think yeah, it would be a leisure bike. Or we might just provide the budget, and then based on the winner, we'd allow them to choose whether or not they wanted a leisure
terrain
bike or, you know, a mountain bike, whatever, but it would just have to stay within the budget.
I think
It's a
that's a
great
great idea. Just,
Mhm.
I can give you some feedback on that. I just went and bought a bike, and my jaw dropped when I saw the prices in the store. So, I mean, to get a semi-decent bike, you know, for whatever, they get expensive real fast.
Yeah.
So, it'd be helpful to have that towards a bike for sure. I mean,
Okay. That's a good idea. To leave it up to the employee. We could just give them the money.
So for the prizes, do you think it would make sense that we have specific prizes associated with first, second, and third place, or do you guys think we should allow them to pick? What do you think would be best?
I think the picking would be fair, because if the top winner would prefer one of the other 2 prizes, they should have first choice.
I agree.
We were going to probably stagger the value of the prizes a little bit, with first place being more expensive, and then second and third, you know, just a little bit less from there as well.
well, one other note on that bike, that money could always go towards a bike rack for your car. So you can take your bike to the park or take your bike somewhere else and travel with it.
That's what I need.
Yeah. Okay. Those are all good ideas, really.
Well, and that might even be a good prize.
Even if we don't use them all for this particular event, we're going to have other challenges too. So this is a great list that we're creating here.
Rachel, in terms of the minutes, and how are we going to monitor that people are not, like last year we had someone who had way higher 30 miles a day. Thank you.
An overachiever.
Right.
Sure. So what we'll do throughout the challenge, and we did the same thing for the STEPS challenge as well, is our team monitors and actually will be performing audits. And what we do is we'll send an email out to anyone who has particularly, or I guess I should say unusually high minutes of exercise entered in the challenge. And of course it may very well be someone training for a marathon or training for something else, so of course at times it can be completely accurate, but we'll definitely reach out, ensure that nothing was entered incorrectly, and kind of confirm everything is correct. Of course, we'll always be complimentary when we reach out because it is very high achievements that we're reaching out for, but we'll just ask for an explanation of how they were able to achieve such high minutes of exercise in the challenge. And then if someone's doing a lot of great things throughout the day, we may also even share what they're doing with the rest of the challenge participants, just as different ideas to get creative and fit in more exercise throughout the day. So we will absolutely be auditing that and sending out questions for those that do have those unusually high minutes of exercise entered into the challenge.
Thank you.
Sure thing. A couple quick dates to remember for the challenge. Today, we sent out all the challenge details to everyone, and the sign-ups are already beginning on the portal. The challenge itself actually begins on April 26th, so of course that's next week and coming soon. And again, it's that 4-week challenge, so it'll end on May 24th. So those are those important dates to remember with the challenge. Not a lot of time for the sign-up since we just launched the program, but we really want to get everyone signed up for the challenge this week before it does in fact start on Tuesday.
Rachel, I see that. Rachel, I'm sorry. I see that we have a message from just suggesting the Yeti tumblers and mugs, but those are good ideas for the raffles. I think. So we'll just include that in our list.
Perfect. Thanks, and thanks for pointing that direction. And throughout the rest of the call, do feel free to send any messages in the chat function. As you guys can see, we are definitely reading those. Something else to note for the challenge, and what we'd like to do is we'd like to ask all of you to help organize informal kickoff walk for the challenge. It doesn't have to be on Tuesday, the day it actually begins, but ideally it would take place during the first week of the challenge. But if you could help to organize a walk, whether it's during lunch or before work or any time that you think would make the most sense to have those at your location join you on a walk, we would really like to have that as our informal kickoff at all of our locations. Once you're able to find a date and time you think that would make the most sense, just a reminder to let everyone know in advance so people can wear those comfortable shoes to walk in. And of course, that walk can be logged as exercise to count in the challenge. Every bit of exercise counts, and you can log multiple times per day in the challenge. So whatever that time and date is that makes the most sense, we would really encourage this as our champion start to the challenge. Does anyone have any questions on that?
Yeah, this is Mickey. Will we get a list of the employees who have signed up for the challenge so we know who's participating?
Absolutely, I can certainly send that.
Okay, great.
Although I will say that I can send you guys all those lists, but certainly encourage you to invite even those who haven't signed up for the challenge just to get moving during the day regardless. Any other questions or comments on leading a walk?
If we do a walk, if you do something at your location, please take pictures and send them in to us.
Will we be able to provide them with water for the walk?
Yes, absolutely. Definitely.
Okay. And if you guys think of anything else on this, just feel free to reach out. Are there any other questions or comments on the challenge before we move on? Just want to make sure I'm answering any questions that may have come up. Okay. The next thing I have for us was a quick reminder about the screenings. We are sending out the first big communication to everyone next week about the screenings, along with a link to the scheduler for everyone to start signing up for their appointment times for the screenings. We want to encourage everyone to attend the on-site events if applicable and if they are available for that time. And although we do have some off-site options, some vouchers, we would like to wait to release those until after all those on-site events have taken place, so that, again, we really can encourage everyone to attend those on-site events. In some of the other upcoming communications, we are going to talk a little bit more about the PSA tests that are available, and that's another thing that we'd love to have your help reminding everyone about. It's from men age 40 and above, and it's just that finger stick prick, and they don't have to sign up for the PSA test in advance. During their screening, they can just let their screener know they'd also like to have that done. I know by now you guys have all confirmed your events and the dates and times that you'll be having your on-site events, so I know you guys know all that information, but definitely want to make sure everyone that's available on those days are able to sign up for that time slot. Any questions on the screening? All right. So we have a couple other updates and challenges that we'd like to present to all of you. Something that came up as we were at the kickoff events for some of the locations was about corporate rates at local gyms and finding some of those healthy options. And that's something we'd like to reach out to all of you about and see, since we really don't know what is available at your location. If there are any local gyms that you think people might offer a corporate discount, we would love to offer that and make that available for the employees at your location. Likewise, for any restaurants that are local to where your office is, if there's any healthy options you rather recommend. Again, that's certainly another area where we'll need to rely on you, since we don't know what's available near your location and what people might be interested in using, but we certainly want to encourage you to do that. In addition, there's a lot of local resources that would be willing to provide a seminar on site and other events. And want to, again, just encourage all of you to see what is available. And if there is something that's a seminar that's something, again, you'd like to provide, whether it's a lunchtime seminar or whatever it may be, we're certainly open to that. A lot of gyms sometimes will have a nutritionist on site or someone who can come over to the office. And if you do want to have a lunch and learn type seminar, if you think people would be interested in that, just reach out to us and we may be able to provide some funds to have some healthy food, maybe some salad or something else on site. And if there's any other local resources you'd like to have included, again, certainly no limit here, but we'll just love your help to provide more options for everyone at your location. Any questions on that piece? Okay, and again, just a thought on those healthiest options of restaurants. If you do need some assistance kind of picking those items that would be the best option, we're more than happy to help you on that front. If you have any questions when reaching out to any of these local resources, again, more than happy to help you out there as well.
Hey, I'm so sorry, but I just wanted to mention, in terms of on-site talks and things of that nature, we utilize Ochsner Health Clinic here in New Orleans, and they just have a program in place, and free of charge. We have enough people to attend, but they come in and they talk on various topics. And our last topic, which we had about 3 weeks ago, was on healthy sleep habits, and it was so informative. We had a great group in attendance, and I know at most of the LPOs we probably don't have enough folks for. It wouldn't be worth a doctor's time to come on site, but you might want to just look into your local hospital to see if they have some sort of a program where you could actually go to the hospital and attend any seminars that they have. Very, very informative. You'll always learn something. But we also had another one on teaching us how to read on nutrition, and it was teaching you how to shop in the grocery store and how to read the labels. Just always something very, very educational, but it would be up to you and your group's desire for whatever you want to learn about. So just thought that I would add that in. Mickey, certainly you and Talamika, y'all would have enough folks to where it would warrant a doctor coming on site to give such talks.
And we did it during the employees' lunch hour. We advertised it, you know, we announced it, we made sure it may have gone over a little bit more than what their actual lunch period break was, and we communicated that to the management staff. Mm-hmm. It wasn't excessive, but it was also, that's why when we did that, we also had a light salad or something light for them to eat, or invited them to bring their lunch into the meeting and eat it, because we called it a lunch and learn. And it really was, everyone thoroughly enjoyed it. And it was, it just brought wellness to the forefront, is what it did.
Okay, Rachel,
Great.
thanks.
Sure, no, that was great. And also, as mentioned earlier, if you do have any event, whether it's someone coming on site or you're having a group go somewhere for a seminar or anything else along those lines, please do let us know what you guys are putting together and send any pictures. We'd love to highlight them on the portal, and certainly commend all you for all your work, and we'd love to see what people are able to do. The other piece we'd like to start doing on a monthly basis is to provide you, and I know we only have our calls on a quarterly basis, but on a monthly basis, send you all some monthly initiative guides. These are activities that don't necessarily cost any money to put together, but are something, just ideas to put together at your own office. And for the May, we kind of wanted to have it tied together with the walks along. That'll be a part of the challenge as well. So we called the May monthly initiative guide the Cardio Kickstarter. And with the warmer weather, it's certainly a great side to get outside. And something just as simple as a 10-minute walk can boost metabolism, improve mood, and dissolve drowsiness. So again, this really does tie in with the kickoff of the challenge, but we'd love to have your help leading a group walk. And again, just setting that date and time, and just asking you to lead the walk, making sure to keep a good pace, and make sure to not leave anyone behind. After this call, I'll also be sending out this monthly initiative guide setup. So it'll just have some details and extra hints to remember when you're putting together the walk, which can certainly be used for the kickoff of the challenge and also for any additional walk that you may want to add in, just have available for the employees. That was the main thing we really wanted to cover on the champion call today, and I certainly want to open it up to any remaining questions or comments you guys have. And any feedback also, if you have anything to add from the recent incentive kickoff presentations, we'd love to hear back from you.
I just had a few more ideas.
They don't have to walk.
Oh, I'm sorry, what was that?
For the walk, they don't have to walk a certain amount of miles, just as long as they are able to get out and walk.
Exactly. I mean, it's about adding that just the amount of time that they were going on the walk is just something they can enter into the portal for the challenge, but there certainly is no minimum in terms of that distance. Thanks. Was there another comment?
Yeah, just a few more things we could add to the list of prizes. You could, we just talked about the grocery store. You could put a gift certificate in for the grocery store.
Okay.
Also, too, there's those, I don't know if you want to consider this a prize, but there's those books that, eat this, not that, or, kind of a calorie guide to common foods at restaurants and whatnot. That's a pretty good tool.
That's great.
Okay. Yeah.
Thanks. Any other questions or comments on anything we've covered or anything else incentive related?
We'll work
If I-
on the actual prize list, and we'll send it out to you all so that you'll know what the prizes are going to be. But they'll be of the list that we talked about. Thank you very much for your input.
Yeah.
You gave us quite a lot more than what we thought of, so I do appreciate that, guys.
Thanks.
Great. Thanks so much, everyone, also for taking the time today. If you think of anything else or have any additional questions, do feel free to reach out. And that is all we have for today's call. So again, thanks, everyone.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you.